Hi there. A few people have asked me why I decided to start a YouTube channel, and the simple answer is I wanted to challenge myself. Not because I thought I was going to become some big YouTuber, and not because I thought there was money waiting for me at the end of it. I just wanted to prove to myself that I could still start something completely new, because I think one of the easiest things to do in life is to become comfortable. We start to find the things that we know, the things we're good at, and routines that always work for us. So we come to the stage that we don't often want to change them. And without really noticing it, you can start choosing the easiest road every single time. So it's that's what we find, and we can do that at work. We can do that with our health. We can do that with our friendships, and even we can do it in our own relationships with our partner. So sometimes it's easier not to have the difficult conversations. It's easier not to say what we really think, and it's easier to leave things as they are. But the easy option isn't always the one that helps us grow. And I don't want to reach a point in my life where I stop challenging myself. At 64 years of age, I could quite easily have said, that's it, I've done enough, I'll just take things a bit easier from now on, and there would be nothing wrong with that. People wouldn't criticise me for that. But part of me thought to myself, do you know what? Not yet. That time isn't yet just now, not yet. So I still want to find out what I'm capable of, what I can actually do. And sometimes the best way to do this is deliberately trying something you know absolutely nothing about. And I can vouch for that. I know nothing about YouTube, so that's where I'm learning this. So that's where the YouTube come in. So the motorbike is probably a very good example for this. I'm out here on my bike today, lovely weather, and I can take that bike onto the motorway, sit at 70 miles an hour, put the cruise control on and cover a huge distance without really having to think about it too much. It's efficient, it's comfortable, and it gets you where you're actually going. But strangely enough, that's not really why I own a motorcycle. There's more to that about motorcycles. The roads you remember are usually the ones that make you work a little bit. The bends, the hills, the roads where you have to concentrate and where you have to think about what you're doing. And to reference a well-known biker, Caledonian biker, it's sometimes better doing that on roads less travelled. So they might take longer, they might be harder, but when you get to the other end, you feel you've actually ridden somewhere. And I think life can be a little bit like that. Sometimes a motorway is absolutely fine. There's no reason why you can't take the motorway. There are times when taking the easy route makes perfect sense. But if you spend your whole life choosing the motorway, you might get where you're going quicker, but you can miss an awful lot along the way. My BMW in the background here, that weighs 250 kilograms, and when it's moving it feels balanced, comfortable, easy to ride. Not good in the wind I'm having here just now, holding on to the camera here. But if you get badly out of balance, you suddenly become very aware that you're dealing with a quarter of a ton of motorcycle. And if that starts going over, you're going to have to work pretty hard to stop it. I think YouTube is a bit like that. From the outside it looks easy. You make a video, you upload it, and people watch it. Very simple. But once you're actually doing it, you realise there's a lot more weight behind it. Ideas, filming, constantly try to find these ideas, editing, sound, thumbnails, titles, trying to work out how this algorithm works, we'll talk about, but trying to understand why one video works and why another one doesn't, and then getting up and doing it all over again. So I'm under no illusion, this is going to take hard work. I've given myself a target. I want to reach the YouTube monetisation bracket, and I want to make something clear. This isn't about money. You'll see the guys don't earn a lot of money doing that, but monetisation simply gives me a measurable target, something that lets me say that I started with nothing and you managed to build something and I got to the target that I set myself. Now, that's what interests me. There's no guarantee I'm going to get there, and I actually like that, because if you know you're definitely going to succeed, then it isn't really much of a challenge, is it? But I can't do this on my own. I can make the videos, I can learn, I can improve, I can put the hours in, but ultimately there's another thing that I need. I need people to watch, and I don't take that for granted. If somebody chooses to spend 5 or 10 minutes watching one of my videos, that matters to me. If somebody subscribes, comments, shares a video and comes back again, that also matters. But I don't want people liking a video just because they know me. That's not what this is about. I don't want somebody telling me something was brilliant if they genuinely thought it wasn't. If you don't like something, tell me. Be open, please. Be open, be honest, and don't be afraid to tell me when something's not up to the standards that you would expect. Tell me what worked, tell me what didn't, because that's how I'll improve. It's a bit like going into a restaurant, and if somebody serves you a poor meal and you smile and say, oh, that was lovely, thanks very much, and then you immediately walk outside and tell everybody that you know that it was absolutely terrible and don't go to that restaurant, well, that owner has learned absolutely nothing. But if you politely tell them what was wrong, you've given them a chance to fix it, and maybe the next customer gets a much better meal. Who knows? That's the idea behind it. But I think this channel is exactly the same. I just don't want I don't just want applause. I want honesty. I won't agree with every single comment. People that know me will know that, but I will listen. That's really what this is about. Probably me learning to listen. And maybe this challenge isn't actually just about YouTube at all. Maybe it's about staying curious, still being prepared to be a beginner in something, still being willing to get things wrong, still being willing to listen, people, as I said earlier, and still being prepared to try something when there's no guarantee if it's going to work. So if I eventually reach monetisation, I'll be delighted, but the thing I'll be most proud of, it won't be the £3.47 that you earn. It will be knowing that I started something new, stuck with it and managed to improve. And if I don't get there, I'll still have learned something. I'll have met new people, hopefully made a few people laugh. Again, people that know me might find that's difficult, but I've travelled down a road I wouldn't have otherwise have taken. So yes, I've set myself a target, and yes, it's a big target at this stage. It's going to take a lot of hard work. I'm going to need some help from the people watching, but that's what makes this challenge every single bit worthwhile, because sometimes the easiest road gets you there quicker, but the harder road can show you what you're still capable of. Okay guys, thanks very much for taking the time to listen. Cheers, bye for now.